So, hey, good morning, black women. Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's early. I just came back from walking the dogs. I'm on the couch. All right. Today is a public service announcement video on a couple of things. First, I'm going to start with New York City, get that out the way, and then I'm just going to go to black women and colorism. All right. New York City residents, black women, I'm speaking to you directly, and all other women who are interested in voters. We know that felons can't vote, so I'm not speaking to you. But black women and women of New York, this is our time to right the wrong of putting in more Democrats into office so that on a local level in our city, in each borough we live in today, Saturday until the next upcoming Sunday will be the entire week of early voting. Take advantage of it. All right. Check on votenewyork.gov to find votenewyork.com to find out where your local polling or early voting polling location is. The reason you want to take voting seriously, black women and other women of New York City, and in general women, especially black women of the nation, is because when you are given an opportunity to elect all of the local representatives in your district, it is important because these are the people you're voting for who will affect your life in everyday situations, from going to civil court, going to surrogates court, going to civil court. These are the judges that when you commit a crime or someone sues you or you're having a marital problem, you have to go in front of those judges. These are the judges that the people elect. So you take your time and you learn everything you can about these people and you vote for them. Or if you know it is a Republican, you need to find out how they voted so that if they didn't vote like a Democrat, do not vote for them, because they're going to be voting against you and ruling against you when you or whoever it is gets arrested and goes before the judge, and the judge gives them the worst possible sentence and just dogs them out. You have the opportunity to decide which judges go on that bench. Outside of that, that is the extent of your judge power. So yield that shit importantly, because all the other judges of the land on the federal level and even to the Supreme Court, we have no part in that. That is done by other representatives, and the Supreme Court is done by the president. So do your part and understand what I'm saying. When we make the local government safe for us to live and breathe, we really don't have to give a fuck about what the Supreme Court is doing, because we don't have to comply. Like with Roe versus Wade, they could take away our right to abortion. They could take away our right to even, I hope they don't, but they didn't in the case of the abortion pill. But the thing is, if they go harder in the future and they take away all our rights to contraception, then you know what you do? You take away every man's right in this country to fuck, to have kids, and to ever have sex again. It is that easy. And if you want to understand how this is a real thing, and it has been a real thing since the beginning of time, and people like Shakespeare and other great playwrights wrote about this. There is a play about this very situation we're going through right now called Lystrata. So this is something men do all the time to intimidate and control women, but they never win. So this is why it's important for you to understand that you have the power to change where you live, change the environment of the conditions that you live in, and social equity of your residents or your town, your state, your city. You have the power to do that by simply voting in the right people and then putting all the pressure on them their entire time in office to make things go right for you and your community. So let me explain to you. In New York City, and for everyone else where you live, I'm sorry, you have to do your own research and vote for the people who are democratically going to ensure your rights stay intact We all know we have an insane Republican Party because they are running behind Donald Trump as if he is some kind of king, tyrant, or the next Hitler. So here you have the 3 judges that are going to be running for election between this Saturday and next Monday. All right. So you have Cassandra Johnson. She is running for Surrogates Court. She is the black woman right here. Right? She's running for Surrogates Court. So she's the judge that would deal with any marital situations, custody, estate problems, all that. That's what she does. Okay? And then the next person is civil court judge. This is Sharifa M. Nasher. I'm going to just leave it at that. The other last name we don't need. You see her? All right, let me go. So you got Sandra over here. And then you have Sharifa. All right? Sharifa is a civil court judge. So she's the judge that you go see when you have to go to housing court, when you have tickets you have to pay, parking tickets, or tickets that somebody gives you for garbage on your property or anything civil. Even if another neighbor goes, oh, I'm gonna sue your ass, she's the one you would go see. So these are the judges that you have control of putting in office. Last judge that is up for election within this period, right, his name is Amish R. Doshi. This is another civil court judge. I don't know why the criminal court is not here. They should be. Clearly the other person may be on their last term, or they don't have a candidate. Okay, so this is another civil court judge. All right, he does the same thing that Sharifa does. And so these are the people you will have to choose from. So you got Sandra in Surrogates Court, and then you have Sharifa, and then you have this man here, Amish, for civil court. Those are the judges you can vote for and put in office behind the bench, so that when you ever have to go to court, someone you have elected is there to help protect your rights and enforce you getting some type of fairness in the courtroom. Then there is Lorinda Hooks, right? This is Lorinda Hooks, New York City. And she is running for the Assembly, the New York Assembly. And Lorinda is important because you guys, when we vote for people the representatives on the New York Assembly, it's a whole like board of them or body of them. These people vote for at work your sick and family leave, your FMLA. They vote for the cost of living adjustments like COLA, like if you're on Social Security or SSI or SSA, retirement, in all those type of things. That's what the New York Assembly does, right? She also votes for our pensions. She works on affordable housing for New York City. She also works for stopping things like privatizations in our public schools, parks, etc., housing. She works on that. Her job is to keep New York State as public and as open and as accessible to the public as possible. And her job is to work on things that affect New York City residents on a statewide level. She also is responsible for health care. So she would be fighting the Republicans on keeping New York State's Child Health First, all the Health First programs, all of the Metro Plus programs, all of the free New York City healthcare programs. Her job is to make sure they stay intact and to fight the Republicans from taking away all forms of wink, what they call it, Obamacare, right? All right, she also deals with the funding for the New York City public schools. So you see right now how the mayor is under fire with the FBI investigation for his campaign funds. She is responsible for making sure New York City children get $100 and I think it is now $25,000 per seat for each child in that seat in the school. So she's the one who makes sure that budget goes through and that money is available for the mayor to yield it as he sees fit. She also is responsible for the safety in our communities. So like when we're having all of these, and most neededly so, I take no shots at what is going on in Gaza, and I denounce Israel, but she is responsible for making sure that the mayor has the bankroll and the pay, the overtime pay for the police to make sure that our streets and every one of our communities are safe. And she's also responsible for making sure they have those protest and march and rally details so that the police are amply there, as well as sanitation and everybody else that works for the municipality, that works for the city, to ensure our safety, the cleanliness of our city, and the order of our city. This is what she does. She is within the state assembly to give out the money, ensure the rules, enforce the rules, and protect New York residents. This is what Lorinda Hooks will do. So please vote for these people that I have shown you on these flyers that have come out. I have looked in these people's backgrounds. They have been fair. I'm not going to say that they have been 100% for black people only, because they have not. That is not their job. But they have been fair. They look out for people who have been taken advantage of. And most importantly, what I looked at was that they tried to do the right thing. They have a certain level of integrity that will allow everyone to be heard fairly and looked at the same way as the next person, and not giving privilege to white people only. That's what I've seen about these candidates. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, please make sure that you do exercise your vote. It's unfortunate that we still have some ignorant black women, I'm speaking about only, who are influenced by stupidity, like the ignorance and hyper ghetto-ness of the slums we live in from time to time. I'm just using that for a lack of a better word. I know all of us don't live in slums, right? But the neighborhoods we live in is better, right? So I was walking Naya, and we already have the people outside with the booths trying to get people to vote for these very people I'm talking about. And a black woman and her daughter walked by, and the candidates, I don't know what they call them, that work with them, that I guess volunteers, they asked the young lady if she wanted to vote. She's like, no, thank you, I'm not interested. Even I turned to look at her, because I'm like, not interested. How could you not be interested, my dear, when the Supreme Court just overruled, turned back 50 years of progression by women because of male patriarchy and hierarchy need in this country? And you're going to say you're not interested in voting? Maybe she's not aware of the fact that these same Republicans have put together the Project2025.org to take away more of her rights, to make her almost equivalent to black people from slavery. And then maybe she's not aware of the fact that they're trying to take away the Civil Rights Voting Act of 1964, and they can do it because black people, everything in this country that is given to us as a law or a bill or an act is contingent upon a president, a governor, or someone continuing to sign off on it into law so that it exists. So if this Trump person would become president, the first thing he would do would be to refuse to re-sign the Civil Rights Act, Civil Rights Bill, whatever it is for black people, because once it does not have a signature from the president, it no longer exists. Because they never put anything into stone or permanency for black people in this country, because we are hated by America because of the legacy of slavery, and because these white people are just savage to black people in America, and they never want us to have any type of equality or democracy or equity. So this is why when you have your chance to put other people in the seat who do not think like these majority Republican racist white men and women, you give everyday people a chance. And for those of you who are not black that see this video, and if you think that by saying, well, I don't give a fuck what they do to you, think again, because we are the rule of thumb. Whatever these white people do to hurt us, your turn is tomorrow. Ours is today, yours is tomorrow. And do not forget, we are American black people are a permanent fixture in America. They may take our rights away, but they can never do to us what they may do to you, which is put you out of America, whether you are a citizen or not. So please stop being so anti-black. Learn to seriously follow the fucking trends and ways of black people in dealing with these white folks in America, because if all people of color and black people unite against these racist white people in America, you can change America overnight. You can get these racist white people out of office and put in all types of black and people of color who will do the right thing for everyone, not just white people. This is why this shit is important. Okay, I'm done with my whole why you should vote situation. Now I'm on to ghetto silly shit and YouTube continuation of dysfunctional ignorance on colorism. So in this next clip, we're going to see a black woman who you all know that I don't really know. I just heard about her stupidity and saw her video, which was utterly fucking repugnantly ignorant. This black woman is an idiot. From what I've seen of her, she is the typical caricature of a black woman who is broken inside, in need of much psychological therapy and a complete re-education of who she is as a black woman and the history of black people in this country, and to also get a huge amount of self-esteem to move away from an abusive domestic violence batterer. So although this woman has some type of only YouTube fame or whatever, you have to understand and realize as black women that you have the power to make and break people. You also have the power to stop colorism in its tracks. We have talked about this so many times. When you have women that speak like this next woman and try to downplay dark-skinned women, or just try to do that separation, conquer and divide with black women, you're supposed to pluck those motherfuckers out of the black group, throw them in the trash, never support them again. Let them fade to black. Okay? When you have a light-skinned woman in this case who is shitting on dark-skinned women that look like me and darker or whatever, understand that the majority of black women are my shade, darker or lighter, or a little bit lighter. Brown and dark brown are the majority of black women. And no matter how different our hues may be, the minority of our groups are the very, very light, almost looking damn near white, and lighter skinned black people, because blackness is about melanin. It's not to say that all of us don't have melanin, but the majority of us are more melanated than others, even though we come in a myriad of hues, right? So this woman is going on to try to make it appear as if the majority of us who are more melanated are not worth shit in comparison to her, who is less melanated. So the way you deal with people like her, and this goes for pretenders trying to be black women like Cardi B and everybody else, Doja Cat and etc., people who are not black at all, right? You have to learn to stop supporting these women. Just don't fuck with them in any way. And put your money, your time, your viewership behind another person who is not promoting that ignorance of colorism. And that goes for the black males especially. Once you show these people one time, we don't tolerate that bullshit with black people at all. Either it's one for all and all for one, or we don't fuck with you at all. And if you show this woman, okay, that's how you feel about dark-skinned women, so let me tell you something. All dark-skinned women are going to withdraw their support from you. They will not watch you. They will not give you money. They will not promote you in any way. I bet that bitch would be back on this motherfucker with an apology within 2 days. Because it is that many of you that have the political and economic power to destroy anyone, anything, any company, any political party. You have to understand that black women are the #1 demographic in America. We outnumber any fucking group in America, and we outnumber any group in the fucking world. Know your power. Yield that shit accordingly. So now that I'm done talking about that, because she doesn't take a lot of time, because she's very ignorant and stupid. And the way that you deal with silly bitches like her is you just write them the fuck off. You just don't fuck with them no more. And black women on a whole, I may like to tell you that it is time for us to get out of the gutter. It is time for us to start living a more educated and informed and less impoverished life. Get away from wanting to be involved with the drama, needing to have these unnecessary blackmails and relationships in our lives, and please do better. Do much better in life, because even viewing and thinking that this girl is worthy of celebrity is a problem, because she is less than the shit underneath your shoes, and she is the ultimate trash in human form. It is ridiculous the amount of ignorance, the amount of self-hate and black people loathing this chick does. So why you are following a person like this is beyond me. She is an embarrassment to black women on a whole. I am done. Enjoy your day. Oh, one more thing, sorry. Fair use and credit to the young lady Triggered. I know you're triggered. I got this clip from her video because I would not ever be on this woman's page or give a fuck about her in any way. So when you see this lady's channel come up on the screen, please patronize her. She is a very fair young lady who tries to speak to black women about all of the problems that concern us and how to resolve them so that we no longer have them in our community. Thank you. Have a good day. Stop the colorism. Go out and vote. Feel good about yourself. Love yourself. Increase your high self-esteem. And realize that you do not need any broke dude's validation to be you. And you don't need to believe in a two-parent household, because it is a fallacy. It is a fucking dream. And any black woman that promotes colorism needs to be thrown in the fucking trash where she belongs. We had over 500 years of slavery and colorism due to color hues that we beautifully and majestically come in, cause a huge division in us by white folks. We don't need no black people continuing that bullshit with us. Later, y'all.
Colorism. So you won't never make it nowhere, sister. On top of that, I hate to break it to you. Let me not be insecure to you, sister. Let me not try to break it down to you. But have you understand I'm a light-skinned woman? So I benefit from colorism. You're a dark-skinned woman, sister. You can never make it to the heights I make it from. Oh, can we clock that one, or is it gonna hurt y'all feelings because it's me saying it? Can we be real for once and let's clock everything? Because I'm a light-skinned woman. I say the same shit you say. You're not gonna make it to the heights I make it, bitch, because you can't fuck with me. You're a dark-skinned woman. I want you to understand that. But now I see you just a black bum that hate on hoes.
Now let me give you a quick disclaimer. If you're an